Okay, I'm going to take us through a very basic gentle mobilizer. So this is just a short one for those of you that struggle with flexibility and mobility through your knees and ankles. So just a real gentle one. It won't take long, just to keep you mobile for when we get back to classes in a couple of weeks. So we'll just start with gentle, just a small bend of the knees, big stretch, circling the arms. Small bend, just gently working and mobilizing ankles, knees and hips and the shoulders. Nice big breath, and then come back the other way. Just a small bend, nothing deep. Just to oil up those joints. Two more. Last one. And then we're going to go into wrap and tap. So again, we're still doing that, just that gentle bend through the knees. Give yourself a hug and a pat on the back. One more each arm. And we're going to stretch all the way up and back. And then we're just going to round that upper back. Scoop. Big breath in and round. And breath in. So sideways on. You're just gently rounding through. Breath in and round. Last one. Down. And then just scooping through, figure of eight, just working gently through the waist. We're just adding a little bit of rotation through that transverse plane. And notice I'm just picking up that leg, so I'm not rooting the feet to the ground, so it's flowing through the whole body. Down, and then take that more into a twist, so arms up at shoulder height. Try to turn and look with it, don't go too fast or move the head too quick because you'll get dizzy. And again, same thing, I'm not locking the feet into the ground, I'm letting that flow up through that foot and ankle and knee, through the hip, into the waist. And then, knock the crystals. And then we're going to stretch the arms. So now you're going to go a little bit slower. And we stretch hand to chest, stretch the other one back. Turn and look at that hand. Big breath in. One more. Down. Okay, standing now, feet just a little bit wider than hip distance apart, hands on hips, and just circle. Just mobilize that waist. And then back the other way. Alright, just slide your hands down your thighs. You're coming into straight back, untuck your tailbone, stick your bottom back, and then scoop into standing cat stretch. So we round through, tuck the tailbone, chin in, and then extend back the other way. And then scoop, and extend, and scoop. Draw up through that tummy. One more of those. And then roll all the way up, roll into those shoulders. Take the feet wide. Okay, we're getting a bit Jane Fonda here. We're going to stretch. So I want you to reach. So you're stretching through the side of the body. You dip into that hip, reach up, big stretch. I feel all my shoulders crunching and cracking as I do this. Last one. A bit more Jane Fonda, and you're going to reach out side to side. So you just flow through and reach and reach. turn the head with it. So we're just gently pressing through that leg. So it's almost like doing a mini lunge, side lunge or a side squat. Last one. And then you get to come up elbow to knee. Now if you can't get that elbow to the knee, you can just tap hand to knee. So we're just moving across that body. And then behind, line that foot, stay tall. Last one. And same with the feet wide, take a breath in. And then gently scoop. Don't have to go real low with this. Stretch up and then swing. Breath in and swing. And again. Tiny bit wider and making sure we don't overload that knee too much. Want to think about keeping the weight in your bottom. Just going to lower to the side carefully. And again, you don't even have to bend that knee that very much. So we can stay quite high and just do that little bend. What you're focusing on is pushing the weight into the heel, butt and thigh. So it's not going forward onto that knee. Keep the weight back and drive up through your butt. Sides, other side. Nice. One more. Good work. Reaching tall. Relax the shoulders. Zip up that core. I'm going to get to rotate. We're doing standing saw. Gently roll and lengthen to that foot. And then gently come up. And rotate, and rolling down, and back up, breath in, and roll down, and back up. We're going to do one more, and roll, gently back up, walk the feet in, and then standing, feet hip distance apart. I just want you to walk through the feet. So this little workout's really for people that are having issues with mobilization through feet and knees. We've got a couple of personal training clients that this is aimed at, but anyone can have a go at this because it's real easy. It's a good just overall warm up or just mobilizer. Couple more. Last one. Okay, shake that off. We're going to stand on one leg, so hold on to something if you need to. Now I want you to think about stacking the spine, so don't hitch into that hip, stack, grow tall, and we're just going to swing that leg. Nice and loose out of the hip. Trying to tighten that belt round your waist. And then add a circle. My hip flexors are clunking. Anyone else's? A bit stiff. I'm not doing much over Christmas. Last one. Changing legs. So stack tall, zipping up, tailbone down, little swing. Think tall through the top of the spine. Hold on to something if you need to. And then add the circle. Must remember to keep looking up. We do tend to look down when we balance, so try and look up at the horizon if you can. Last one. Okay, nearly there, girls, with this workout. Place the foot up by the knee, so change back to that first leg, stack, grow tall, relax the shoulders, and we're just going to turn out and come back in. So I want to focus on that squeezing of the glute to open up through that hip. So we're challenging that balance. I'm not putting pressure on that knee. And if you want to, add a little bit of coordination and add an arm. So breathe in and exhale. And breath in and exhale. If you're not holding on to something, you can do both arms. Breath in, expand the rib cage. Do one more. And release. Lie down. Other leg. The standing tall stack. Foot by the knee. Gently open and close. Focusing that stability and balance. Looking out on the horizon. At the opposite arm. Breath in. And exhale. So we're not doing these fast. We're just doing nice and slow. At the other arm if you wish, if you can. Last one. And release. All right, and then we're going to finish with eagle. So you're going to step wide, kind of lining that heel up as if you were going to do like a yoga warrior pose or triangle, but we're not. All we're going to do is a Tai Chi or Qigong. We're going to beat the wings. So we breathe in, we low back. Don't want to be too wide in that step. Exhale and inhale. And exhale. This is our last exercise in this little workout. Breath in and exhale through. So all we're doing here is adding a little bit of knee past the toe. It's really controlled and I'm still keeping that weight back in my heel of the foot. Not loading my whole body weight through. Last one. And then change legs. So again, not too big a step. Line up through the legs. Exhale and inhale. So we sit back into that leg. Exhale through. My whole body's cracking, my ankle, my shoulder. A few weeks of not doing much mobilisation work and it all starts seizing up. So this will be a good workout for all of you. Just to get back in the swing of things. Last one. And release.